In the soft golden light of an early morning, a tiny bird struggles on the cold ground, its wing bent awkwardly, helpless against the world. The kind twin, her black face glowing with warmth and compassion, kneels gently beside it, whispering soothing words as she carefully lifts it into her hands. Her sister, the one with the white face, scoffed from the doorway, her attitude sharp, her laughter cruel, mocking the fragile creature's pain. "Why are you wasting your time on this?" she sneers, her eyes cold, her heart untouched. But the little bird's eyes meet the kind twin's, brimming with trust, and in that moment, a bond is formed, fragile yet unbreakable. What she doesn't know is that this small act of kindness will ripple into something neither twin could ever imagine, something that will change their world forever. The day began like any other, with sunlight spilling across the old garden behind the twins' house, dust motes dancing lazily in the golden beams. The black-faced twin, whose heart carried a quiet strength, moved softly among the flowers, her eyes scanning the ground for any signs of life needing her attention. Her sister, whose white face reflected a harsh indifference to the world, lounged near the steps, tossing insults at anyone who dared enter their garden. It was a contrast dark enough to feel almost tangible, one sister radiating warmth, the other a chill that clung to her words like ice. It was then that a soft, plaintive chirp pierced the morning air. The black-faced twin froze, her heart tightening. There, under the shadow of a wilted rose bush, a tiny bird lay, its wing bent at an unnatural angle. Panic and sorrow swirled in its trembling body. Without hesitation, she knelt, her hands trembling as she scooped the fragile creature into her palms. Its tiny heart beat rapidly, a rhythm that mirrored her own. The world seemed to pause around them. The mocking laughter of her sister, the distant hum of insects, the gentle sway of leaves, all faded into the background. This was a moment of pure connection, raw and unfiltered, between human and creature. Her white-faced sister's laughter shattered the fragile silence. "Are you serious?" she called out, her tone dripping with disdain. "A bird? Really? What are you going to do? Talk to it until it feels better?" The words were sharp, designed to wound, but they barely registered. The black-faced twin focused entirely on the trembling bird, her mind tracing the intricate details of its tiny body. The slight curve of its beak, the delicate flutter of feathers, the way its eyes darted fearfully around the garden. She whispered words of comfort, soft syllables that carried empathy and care, wrapping the creature in a cocoon of warmth. The next hours passed in a quiet rhythm. The black-faced twin fashioned a small nest from old cloth and dry grass, carefully cradling the bird as she fed it tiny bits of seeds softened in water. Each movement was deliberate, careful, almost reverent, as though she were handling something sacred. Her white-faced sister watched from a distance, her expression a mixture of scorn and disbelief. She could not understand the draw, the magnetic pull of compassion that seemed to radiate from her sister. To her, it was weakness, an unnecessary indulgence in sentimentality. Yet as the sun climbed higher, subtle changes began to appear. The bird, once trembling and terrified, now tilted its head with curiosity, its small eyes reflecting the growing trust it felt for the gentle hands that nurtured it. The black-faced twin's heart swelled with quiet triumph, not for victory over her sister's disdain, but for the life that slowly began to mend beneath her touch. It was a lesson in patience, resilience, and the quiet power of empathy, a language no words could fully capture, yet one that resonated deeply within the human soul. Days turned into weeks. The bird's wing, once hopelessly bent, began to regain its natural strength. Each careful movement, each coaxed flutter of feathers, was a testament to the tender consistency of love and care. Meanwhile, the white-faced twin's attitude remained unchanged. She mocked, rolled her eyes, and occasionally snatched the bird from her sister's hands to test it, sneering when it recoiled in fear. But the little creature remembered only the hands that healed it, the warmth that wrapped around its fragile form, and the gentle voice that whispered courage in its ears. One morning, as the twins stood side by side in the garden, the bird attempted its first flight. Wobbling, uncertain but determined, it lifted off the ground, its small wings catching the sunlight. The black-faced twin's eyes glistened with tears, not just for the bird, but for the affirmation of her belief that kindness, patience, and empathy can mend even the most broken of hearts. Her sister, however, remained unmoved, crossing her arms and tossing a sarcastic remark, unable to comprehend the beauty unfolding before her. Then, something extraordinary happened. The bird, now strong and confident, swooped past the twins, but instead of leaving, it hovered briefly near the white-faced twin. Its small eyes seemed to pierce her heart, unafraid, almost as if it were silently saying, "Even in your cruelty, you are capable of change." A shiver ran down her spine, a seed of reflection planted deep within, challenging the armor of her arrogance. The black-faced twin smiled softly, understanding that while transformation cannot be forced, it can be inspired. Compassion, once shown, creates ripples that extend far beyond the immediate moment. The garden, once a stage for contrast, now held a new equilibrium. The bird, fully healed, flitted between the twins, a living symbol of resilience, care, and a profound impact of nurturing hearts. The black-faced twin continued to radiate quiet strength, guiding with empathy, teaching through action. Her sister, though not yet transformed, could not deny the power she had witnessed, the kind of power that leaves an indelible mark on the soul. Through this small yet profound event, the twins' lives intertwined with a lesson greater than themselves. The bird, once broken and weak, became a catalyst for reflection, growth, and understanding. It reminded them, and anyone who watched, that compassion is not weakness, that empathy is a strength unseen but deeply felt, and that sometimes even the smallest creature can teach the grandest truths. As evening descended, painting the sky with hues of crimson and gold, the black-faced twin watched the bird perch gently on her shoulder. She whispered softly, "You're free now, but remember where you were loved." The white-faced twin, standing a few steps away, watched silently, the first flicker of humility and contemplation stirring within her. It was the beginning of a journey neither could yet fully understand, but one that promised transformation, hope, and the undeniable power of a kind heart. The story of the little bird would not just be a tale of healing. It would echo in the hearts of the twins, reminding them, and everyone who heard it, that love, patience, and empathy are forces capable of changing worlds, sometimes in ways no one expects. And as the night fell, the garden held a quiet, profound truth. Even the smallest wing, when mended with care, can soar higher than anyone ever imagined. True compassion is a force that transforms not just the receiver, but the giver as well. When we nurture life with patience, care, and empathy, we create ripples that extend far beyond the immediate moment. Strength is not measured by arrogance or harshness, but by the ability to uplift, heal, and inspire. Even the smallest act of kindness, a gentle touch, a whispered word, a patient gesture, hold the power to mend what seems irreparable. Life often presents us with broken wings, fragile hearts, or struggles we cannot fully see. It is in these moments that our humanity is defined. By choosing empathy over mockery, patience over disdain, and love over indifference. Watching the little bird reclaim its strength, the twins learn a lesson that transcends words. Growth and healing are possible for all, but only when met with understanding and compassion. One heart can spark change. One action can create hope. One soul willing to care can inspire transformation. Life rewards those who choose kindness, not cruelty. In a world quick to judge and slow to nurture, the courage to care, even quietly, stands as a testament to the enduring power of human empathy.